Well, howdy, and welcome to another postcard from Moorhead. I'm Larry Dixon, and what are we doing today? It is New Year's Day, and it is time for black-eyed peas and collard greens. This is one of Lenore's favorites. She insists on having this for New Year's. This is a very simple, easy meal to put together, but it is not a 30-minute meal. It is time-consuming to put this meal together. So, the first thing that I've done, I have a turkey leg, and I'm going to put it in here. I've already put one box of chicken broth in there, and we're not going to throw this chicken broth away. We're saving this all the way to the end. So I'm going to put this second box of chicken broth over top of my turkey leg. And I had some andouille sausage links left over. I'm going to throw those in there. So I'm going to slice them up, let them cook with that turkey leg. And that turkey leg, I'm going to let it cook until the meat falls off the bone. That's what's going to make it good. Maybe an hour, a little over, to get it to fall off the bone at a boil. Lenore and I both like a little bit of meat or a lot of meat in our soups. So this is what I'm going to do with this andouille, 2 links of andouille sausage. It was left over in the fridge. Wasn't in the original recipe, but it was in there, so what the heck, let's use it. So that's got our turkey and our andouille sausage in there. I'm going to bring this to a boil and let it cook at a boil or a high simmer for at least an hour. Like I said, this isn't fast food, but it is simple food. So now let's look at the rest of the ingredients that I've got this started, because I want to hurry this along. It calls for 1 large onion. Recipe calls for 4 garlic cloves. I'm just using 2. A few slices of cowboy candy. We've got some Creole Kick, bay leaves, Worcestershire sauce, and green pepper. Normally, I use fresh green pepper. Lenore said, hey, we got some green pepper in the freezer. Use what you got. The recipe will be listed below in the description. Just click on that. 1 stalk of celery. And once we get the meat off the bone, we're going to add our collard greens. Now you'll see a lot of videos where they've got the collard greens, they cut the stem, they wash. Or you can do it the easy way. This is 1 pound collard greens, triple washed and already cut up. Like I said, this is a simple recipe. It's easy, but it's not quick. So let's take a peek. Not quite at a boil yet. So I used 1 pound of black-eyed peas, and it is time to go ahead and rinse those in preparation for when our turkey is done. If you can see, the water's a little bit cloudy with my black-eyed peas. So let's go to the sink. We're going to give them a good healthy rinse. And that water looks like it's running pretty clear. This is the second rinse that I've had on these. So I'm going to put those to the side. And we're going to wait about an hour, hour and a half. I'll come back and check. So in the meantime, while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and prep my other, my onion, my celery. The recipe calls for a fine chop on the celery and the onion. So that's what I'm going to do. Get a fine chop on my celery and onion. As you can see, it has come to a boil. I've got my turkey legs, some andouille sausage in there, and it's boiling in this chicken broth. You know, we're not going to throw this chicken broth away. Oh, no, no, no. Now, the recipe calls for a very fine chop on the celery and on the onion. So I'm doing my best to get a fine chop on this. And there may be a stray larger piece. So that's half an onion. Now I'm going to go for the other half. And that's what I was looking for in there in my fine chop. I got a few larger pieces in there. And I'm not going to worry about that. Scoop it all up. Now for the garlic clove, I'm going to give it a crush and cut it up as fine as I can. 2 garlic cloves, cowboy candy, Creole Kick, a Worcestershire sauce, that's it until my turkey leg just falls off the bone. We'll be back in about an hour and see what's going on. Well, it has been 1 hour that my turkey leg has been boiling, and it is ready to come out. I'm going to pull the meat apart. So I'm going to turn my heat way down at the moment. Pull my turkey leg out, and boy, is it ever tender. 1 hour is all it took for this. Now all of this extra skin, I'm going to pull it off. Put it to the side. Not going to use that. Don't want it. And boy, is that ever tender, and is it ever hot. So there's some skin I need to get off of there. So while I am getting the meat off of this bone, and if you notice, I have my celery, my onion, my 3 little cowboy candy jalapeños, all of my seeds. I just put it in one bowl for convenience. I'm going to go ahead and dump it in and let it start sharing all of those flavors. So now I'm going to try to get this skin, there it comes, off of my turkey leg. And like I said, it is hot. So this was 1 hour. And as I said earlier in the video, this is a simple, easy meal, but it is not quick. There's some good stuff right there. Like I said, I want a piece of turkey or andouille sausage in every bite. So there's my turkey. I got it chopped up just the way I want it. Should be a bite of turkey with every spoonful. My broth is coming back up to a boil. As I said earlier, I usually use a fresh green bell pepper. Lenore had this in the freezer, and this is one of those, you use what you got. Put my turkey back in. Next is the black-eyed peas, going to go in next. And I thought, if you've never tasted a black-eyed pea before it's been cooked, I'd recommend giving it a try. It's got a unique flavor. and definitely one that I kind of like it. And I can see already I'm going to have to add some more broth. And I'm going to go ahead and add some of my greens, because they are going to sweat down. If I can get them all in there, that's what I'm going to do. Not quite. Once these sweat down, I'm going to add the rest of it to the pot. Well, if you look close, you can see I've started to come back to a boil, and those greens that I put in just a few minutes ago have already begun to sweat down. And now I've got room for the rest of my greens. Spread them out right there on top. This is 1 pound, and they are going to sweat down a piece of turkey leg that tried to escape. So I'm going to put the lid back on, and when it reaches the consistency that we want, I'll let you know the time. It is time for the taste test, and I want you to look what I found down in there. I put that turkey bone back in the pot. I thought, what the heck, got a little more flavor. So I put the bone back in. The turkey leg boiled for 1 hour in chicken broth. Then it fell off the bone. I put it, the peas, the greens, all the seasoning back in the pot for 2 hours. As I said earlier, it's a simple meal to put together, but it's not quick. So, I'm going to scoop Lenore some of these black-eyed peas with greens, and it's also got some andouille sausage in there that I found left over in the refrigerator. Oh, a bay leaf. We don't want to eat that. Thank you, Lenore. So while that's cooling off for just a little bit, Lenore, do you know the history behind the black-eyed pea?
No.
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you. Black-eyed peas really isn't a pea, it's a bean. And it came from Africa, and it was originally used as food for livestock. Now, during the Civil War, black-eyed peas were called field peas, and they were ignored by Sherman's troops on their march to the sea because they believed that these peas were animal food and unfit for human consumption. Today, the tradition of eating black-eyed peas for New Year harkens back to the Civil War days when people felt lucky to have black-eyed peas and cornbread to eat to sustain them during the cold, harsh winter. Now, you know the history of the black-eyed pea, Lenore. Are you impressed? So, time for taste test. That is some more good right there. The heat comes just a little bit after you've taken a bite. Also, since we're having cornbread with our black-eyed peas, we gotta have some butter to go on that cornbread. Hit that like, subscribe, and share button. I'm Larry Dixon with my official taste tester, Lenore. See you down the road. Subscribe, like, and share.